right now. Listen up.
3, 2, 1.
It's showtime.
That's great.
This is ridiculous.
99.3 The Truth.
You can't handle the truth right now.
Ooh.
That's the stupidest thing I ever heard.
Let's do it.
Hit it. It's time for Mac's World.
And here we go.
Everybody, let's get it started. Let's get it started.
Call Mac 244-0077 or text 809-0993.
It's showtime, everybody! Showtime!
Exclusively on 99.3 The Truth.
All right, 6 minutes after 4:06, 9th day of June. In the Lord's year 2016, J. Michael McCoy back in the saddle again. Thank you, Bob, for your call-in and talking to Jebediah. I do appreciate your listenership, and, brother, I will work harder on talking about Jesus a little bit more. Okay? I will do the best I can. We are a local radio station that covers local things, and we're a talk station that can say Jesus. So there's the deal. If you try to say Jesus, Jesus, Jesus too many times on any other radio station, you will be flagged, you will be mocked, you will be rebuked. The good news is we can say it all we want.
Well, let's encourage Bob to tune in to upcoming shows because we're going to be hitting some spiritual warfare pretty hard.
Yeah. And the other thing I want to talk about is tomorrow is a show that I have. Can you covet in a good way? Or is coveting just a bad thing no matter what?
Only because of the way it's worded in the Ten Commandments, I would recommend using a different word.
All right.
You can have a strong desire for something.
I've had a strong desire to have Donna Redwing on this program. Now, you're thinking, Donna Redwing, Donna Shoes. No. Indian tribe. No. Donna Redwing is the head of One Iowa, which is the organization that promotes the LGBTQ movement here in Iowa. And tomorrow she's going to be on, and she's going to be on for 3 reasons. Number one, I want to understand transgender. I don't understand it. I have talked to some people in the medical field who are not faith-based or not secular who tell me that transgender is a very real thing. Now, yes, we have people who are making a mockery of those people that actually suffer from transgenderism or whatever you want to call that. And now we've got kids going in this bathroom and that bathroom, and today they're a boy and today they're a girl. That's not transgendered. That's just silly. That's fooling around. That's tempting the devil. That's jumping in the pool with the accuser and saying, look how good I can swim. And God's just going to put his finger right on your head one of these days and say, let me remind you who created you. But that's another story. So Donna is coming in tomorrow, and it is going to be a very friendly place for her to be. I want her to know that there are Christians out there who do not want to hurt them, talk bad about them. I got one goal, and that's to be like Jesus. And Jesus said, love them. Love them. If they're your neighbor or your enemy, love them. Jesus says, I'll take care of all the other stuff. Okay, that's up to me to reach into their hearts and talk to them. So tomorrow she's coming in here. What a coinky-dink. Frank's taking the day off.
Yeah.
Our local bigot racist is going to take the day off.
Homophobe,
that's right. And so he's going to take the day off without pay, by the way. And because I want a nice atmosphere in here. Now, to put everything on the table, you're a little uncomfortable with this as the station manager.
No, I'm not uncomfortable with it. I'm just saying that I'm going to definitely be in the room, and only because when we do, we had Bob called in apparently in the break and said we weren't talking. We had we had Kyle Knoyer from Knoyer Garden Center in Grimes on. We're talking about flowers. We're talking about his business. And Bob recommended that we talk more about Jesus on this radio station. And I appreciate his call. We've gotten calls like that before. We talk about Jesus more than anybody else in central Iowa. We proclaim the gospel clear 24 hours, not 24 hours a day. Okay, technically, right? But we are clearly broadcasting the gospel. And every once in a while, when we get into the goofy, we get into the muddy waters, we get into the controversial, we step into this stuff, I get texts and phone calls and emails and say, why are you having this on the air? And I want to encourage all of our listeners, myself included, to remember Jesus called us to be in the world, not of the world. There is a distinction there. That doesn't mean that we have to remove ourselves from the world and be ignorant and put our head in the sand and not talk about everything. Mac's going to take on an opportunity to build a bridge, build a good relationship with One Iowa. Let's just be honest. That movement has not been friendly to the church. They're not a movement that has generally been friendly to the church. Yeah, but you're going to extend love. Our radio station is going to extend love and build a relationship with Donna.
Yeah, because I don't understand. I don't understand. I am told that transgender is nothing close to gay, lesbian, and other things. So that's what the show is about tomorrow, and we will look forward to having you listen. Now, as Frank said a minute ago, what do you call these things that I get on? God lays something on my heart and tells me I need to learn about it.
Well, a drunk, it would be a crying jag. But you are just...
Well, there you go.
Do you see what I put up with here, Jeff?
I do.
We'll get to you in a minute. I promise.
He gets focused on something and becomes obsessed by it.
Well, let's be honest. It's part of your journey, Mac. I mean, you've been open about this. You have been a Christian. You have a relationship with Jesus Christ for coming on 5-6 years now.
Yeah, not very long.
And there's a lot of topics and a lot of issues, and there's a lot of things that come up as we walk with Jesus that we've never had to deal with before. And currently, you're digging into this idea of spiritual warfare, which is something that is new to you, and it's good. It's really cool. So you have something a lot of other people don't have. You've got a radio station. You got a radio program where you can say, hey, I don't quite understand this. Yeah. Let's talk about it. And you can have people in the room talk to you about it, and you can work through it. And it's a really cool thing. And I think it's a great ministry to a lot of other people to be able to engage in that stuff.
Well, and thank you. I get to bring my curiosity to the radio in front of there's not all, but some of the best pastors in our town. Different denominations, different takes, different things. And I get to, and you get to witness us learning about these things. This is the best Bible study in town every day from 3 to 5. Now, I know there are not always talking about the Bible, but I'm going to introduce you to a gentleman here in a minute, Jeff Arrandale. Mm-hmm. He is would you call yourself a gospel singer, a contemporary Christian singer?
Contemporary Christian, yeah.
Okay.
Heavily influenced from Beatles, originally Beatles, James Taylor, Tom Petty, you've heard of those kind of things. Yeah. And Prodigal Son, my quick testimony, Prodigal Son, saved at age 11.
Well, don't hurry it. I want to hear the whole thing.
Well, saved at age 11. My family moved away from my grandparents who grounded us, my sisters and I, and we just, we were just lost for a while and got all caught up in music and the culture of the 70s and 80s and all that sort of thing, but always felt the constant tug and pull of Christ, and I just kept denying, and knowing what I know now, I know that my grandmother never stopped praying for me and praying that Christians and the right people would be put in my life, and God is ever faithful, and really it was through music in the 90s, discovering contemporary Christian music, worship artists, and Christian bands that I could really relate to that just didn't seem to be around in the 70s when I was growing up, and I struggled, and my apologies to anybody that's using only hymns and a piano and keyboard and all. Those are great, but I just couldn't relate to it as a young person.
Yeah.
So God used music and prayer to bring me back, and I just been praising the Lord since, and using the gift that He's given me, and witnessing.
And we'll talk about that. Now, we've got one of your CDs. Mm-hmm. Jebediah, you've got them, and what I want to be able to do is just tell you, okay, let's play cut 3, or whatever number it is, and then you'll play it. And then on the slide for the video, just put his picture up or a cover of the album or whatever you got. And we won't do that till after the next break. All right. So I haven't heard your music yet, so I need to hear one of your songs. You don't have one ready to go now, do you? No. Okay. We'll have to wait till the next one. Who would you compare yourself to that I currently listen to?
I lead worship at Fellowship Community Church in Norwalk, and so I sing. We worship with a lot of Tomlin, a lot of David Crowder, Michael W. Smith, and Matt Redman, all the contemporaries.
The stuff you're listening to on 107.1.
Yep, that kind of stuff. But the more I listen, especially to some of the songs on this EP, I hear Tom Petty, and I hear Billy Joel, and I've even had people say to me, "Boy, your style is perfect for now because it's got kind of an '80s rock and pop feel to it." Because a lot of the
stuff's coming back around. Man.
It is, and a lot of the parents whose kids are now leaving, they're coming to festivals and performances and concerts, and apparently it's the kind of thing that they can relate to. So with a gospel message in the lyric as well. So
all right, and you've got a festival or a concert, or tell me what it is.
Okay, this is the 3rd annual Connection Music Festival. It happens in Norwalk on Saturday, June 18th. The grounds will open at 12:30. It is actually came out of a calling that the pastor Glenn Bloomer had. He's originally from Sioux Falls, South Dakota. Was one of the original founders of Lifelight Music Festival. You heard of that?
Yeah.
It's grown to 300,000 attendees over a 2-day period and generates something like $10 million to the local economy. People just flock to that place. Well, 14 years later, God has led him to start the similar thing in Norwalk. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. My guest is Jeff Arrandale. We're going to hear more about his ministry, and we're going to hear some of his music. And I hope you enjoy it. It's something different on a Thursday, trying to mix it up a little bit. And we feel this is what we should be doing. We should be introducing you to amazing Christian men and women in our community and their ministries. And we'll come back right now, live, after this.
Credit cards are like grandkids. They love you, sometimes get out of control, and it's fun to get a new one. Who can stop them from piling on?
Hi, I'm Tom Coates with Consumer Credit of Des Moines. At the end of the day, you can return the grandkids, but you're stuck paying off bad credit card debt. We'll help you put the fun back into using credit cards responsibly. Right, kids?
Yeah! If you need help getting credit cards off your back, call Consumer Credit of Des Moines.
Hi, my name is David Burrier, your Hope Coach. I host a live weekly talk show called I've Been There every Thursday afternoon at 5:30, right here on webcast1live.com, and on my weekly radio program Saturday mornings at 10 on Truth Network 99.3 FM. I interview common everyday people who have survived incredible life challenges and who testify to God's faithfulness in the midst of their storms. So join me as we bring a message of hope and encouragement. Everybody needs hope. I know, because I've been there.
Hey everybody, I brought Northern Lights Pizza! And it's got Graziano sausage!
Rock and Prevention is celebrating 25 years of creating a caring community. We want to say thank you to the tens of thousands of Rock High School mentors that have carried our message of health, love, and encouragement to over 1.5 million children, teachers, and parents. Our mentors teach children methods and skills to prevent bullying and drug use. Thank you to all the school administrators, teachers, and counselors for their opportunity to serve you. Rock on, fair citizens. Rock on. This is Pat McManus for Rock and Prevention, the Richard O. Jacobson Foundation, and this station.
From the RE/MAX Real Estate Concept Studios, this is Webcast One Live. From the RE/MAX Real Estate Concept Studios, this is Webcast One Live.
Minutes after 4 o'clock, 4:21 on the 9th day of June in the Lord's year 2016. You know, tomorrow is going to come sooner than you think. And I guess that's the case with anybody and everybody. But retirement is tomorrow. And retirement's not as easy as it used to be. You know, my dad worked at the same place all of his life. And at the end of that time, he literally did not get a gold watch. But you know what I mean. There's a pension. There's a gold watch. There's something to recognize you, and then you're off to retirement. And between Social Security and the people that you work for, you've got your retirement pretty well laid out. And then comes the new economy, the new world order economy. It comes America in the 21st century. And loyalty in the job world is almost nil. And people climb ladders today, especially millenniums, climb ladders and they'll take another job just for a short-term benefit of maybe more money. And people don't look at retirement the way they used to. In fact, a lot of young people don't think they'll make it to retirement. They don't know if they'll live that long. They don't know if their health will hold up. They live a wild, crazy life, and they don't really expect to be at 60 or 70. Well, no matter what age you are, you need to check with my friends Jim and Lauren, and that's Weiss Merkel Financial. They'll lay it out real simply for you. They've got a free seminar that you can go to, free class. That's over a 2-day period, 4 hours, free of charge. You do have to contact us or call them at 278-4110. That's Weiss, W-E-I-S-S, hyphen Merkel, M-E-R-K-L-E, Financial. Seriously, it won't cost you anything, and you'll learn something, because it's about time we thought about tomorrow, because it's going to come before we know it. All right, how we doing in there? Getting that music hooked up there, Jebediah? Is that one of your pieces?
Yep.
All right.
Yep. This one's called Certainty.
All right, let's turn it up and listen to it for a minute.
No, no, no. Trial after trial, you're with me still. And I know I am justified, because my Lord was crucified. My body
And that again is Jeff Arrandale. And that's called what again?
That one's called Certainty. It's off the first solo release I had in 2012. That CD is called Not Here For Me. Okay. And that song actually was written for my wife. She grew up a non-believer, and I believe God put us together for a reason, and that was to probably above all things was be a witness. And she... long story short, just was mad at God because of some things and circumstances in her life. Lost her sister to a drunk driver. Tried to make a deal with God. Hey, if you'll let her live, I'll do whatever you want me to. And wasn't in His will at that time. And so back in '98, though, we found Fellowship Community Church in Norwalk, and she was ready.
Is that a Methodist church?
No, it's non-denominational.
Okay.
Yeah, it was actually Church Plan of Grace Church, the big one over there off the interstate.
Is that, this is going to be silly to say, but is that the one Tom Coates goes to?
No, Tom goes to the Methodist
Church.
Yep.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
all right.
Yep.
But you guys all work together as churches in Norwalk. I don't think I've ever seen actually a community work so closely together with the faith community as Norwalk does.
Right, and actually this music festival we're talking about is being put on by Crossroads Church, but we're partnering with them as part of the Acts Network, and and the Methodist Church as well. So, yeah, and we do things together, bring in speakers, and meet together, and as a community of believers.
All right, so this is a week from this Saturday, and it's the 3rd annual Connection
Music Festival.
Connection Music, not plural. M-U-S, music. What did you say it was?
Music Festival.
All right.
If you want to check it out on the website.
Oh, yes.
.org at the end of that. So.
All right. So, connectionmusicfestival.org.
Correct.
All right.
Yeah.
Now, what are the tickets?
Tickets are free. It's free to get in, free parking. And it's not unlike a lot of the festivals. If you aren't aware, there are a lot of Christian music festivals all over everywhere, but certainly in the Midwest and certainly in Iowa. And we were talking a little bit about that, Chris. You don't know the number and who's going to get in, so you just got to have a big place. And there's not been any issue that I've ever performed at. But you just want people to get there and have people be able to bring people that need to see and hear and learn and grow and be entertained as well. And
who else is going to be there beside yourself?
Well, you might have heard of the headliner. It's Colton Dixon. If your listeners have ever heard of the show American Idol, have you ever heard of that?
Yeah.
He was a participant. I think he might have won or something, but he's the headliner. Also appearing is Sanctus Rio. They're actually, they lost their lead singer apparently. I don't know, recently, but they've got a new lead singer and they're kind of starting over again. They're going to be there. Bread of Stone, they're out of South Dakota. We Are Leo, they made an appearance at our church for our youth a couple of months ago, maybe it was last month. And then there's a young artist out of Wyoming. She's just getting started over maybe the last 2 or 3 years. Her name is Skylar Kalin, and she's got a great heart for worship and for the Lord and testimony. She actually goes to these types of festivals all over the country. I've seen that she was in Arizona at a festival like this. So,
okay.
Yeah.
My guest is Jeff Arrandale. It's the 3rd annual Connection Music Festival.org, connectionmusicfestival.org, Saturday, June 18th. And Colton Dixon, some other folks that you've heard of, are going to be performing there. I really appreciate you coming by today. Before you leave, I want to play another one of the songs. Do you have another one queued up or another one ready to go? What's the name of this one?
I'll tell you here.
It's like a roulette wheel. We don't know. Yeah. It's going to be great.
This one is called "You Are My God."
Yes.
Now, did you write this?
Yeah.
Okay. Did you wrote everything on your? Okay. Mm-hmm. All right. Turn that up and let's listen to this. You Are My God.
That one is You Are My God.
And how did that song come about?
Well, actually, it was something that happened in my church, and I think God gave me a little bit of a test where He took me out of the position I was in for just a little while, and actually probably more for rest now that I look back and have a different perspective. But, originally it was hurtful, but I was so grateful through it all. I could feel the presence of the Holy Spirit walking me through it. I was able to talk with Linda, my wife, about it, and we prayed about it, and to be led, and then he restored. So, I think about just all kinds of heroes from the Bible where God walked them through those kind of trials, and I believe He gives us all kinds of situations to grow us and to sharpen us and to draw us closer to Him, and things of that nature.
Yeah, it's funny because when I first, I'm not going to tell you the whole thing, but I got mugged.
Oh.
Okay. No, I mean by Jesus.
Oh.
Okay. Middle of the night. I was a God guy. I said on the radio for years, I don't get this Jesus thing. I'm with the Father. What do I need the kid for? The Bible verse, nobody gets to the Father but through me. I'd push back a little bit and say, yeah, who cares? I've got God. I was an arrogant blaspheme. I was committing the one sin publicly over and over and over. And in the middle of the night, I had a dream vision. I don't know what you call it. It doesn't matter what you call it. And he came to me and he said, I don't know you.
Oh, yeah.
And so I began this, imagine you've got a baby in the hospital dying, and you just pray over her constantly. Without, what did they say that? Without ceasing.
Mm-hmm.
And I prayed, God, please give me a relationship with Jesus. God, please give me a relationship with Jesus. And he did. He came to me later on and said, this is what you're going to do. And I know that sounds dramatic and all that stuff, and I always tell people, I don't care if you believe it. It's
right.
true.
Yeah.
You don't take a wretch like me and turn it around. You don't do that on your own. The devil doesn't let you.
Right.
But what I've learned that I think is so interesting is that how he teaches us through our suffering.
Yes.
See, that's crazy thinking for me. Right? A God guy? Mm-hmm. Why in heaven's name would you ever want me to suffer?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's because I've been bad. And so everything I did, everything bad that happened to me, I'd try to tie it to a sin or something that I'd done. I had the most mixed up theology that you could ever have. But the fact, like you just said, that he changes us, he refines us. I think it's funny that everybody thinks fire is this horrible, horrible thing, but fire is the only thing that refines iron.
Yeah.
And iron, sharpening iron is what you and I and men and women are supposed to do in our Bible studies, our preachers, our ministries. So when you find out, when I discovered that God was going to teach me something through my sorrows, I now, and those of you on the radio can't see this, but I'm taking my hands and I'm rubbing them together like you might over a fire, to get them warm. And what I say is, okay, God, I'm ready for it. What do you got to teach me now? And it seems like that has opened up more opportunity for me to be closer to him by accepting those trials. And so what you went through obviously made you a better worship leader, a better musician, etc.
Yes, absolutely. And it's funny you look back on your life and you're like, why did I go through that? Why did I experience that? God, why did you do that to me or allow that to happen? And you get almost sometimes the same situation over again, and you've got a lot of different perspective. You're a lot closer to Christ and to God, more in tune with what the Holy Spirit wants you to do to guide you. And it changes you. Yeah,
that Holy Spirit, that's another dude that is pretty crazy in my life.
Absolutely.
He's. Did you ever read the book, let me think, The Shack?
Yes, absolutely.
My Holy Spirit is like the Holy Spirit in that thing. It kind of wings around like Tinkerbell did in Peter Pan. Yeah. No rest for the weary. Yeah. All right, can you stick around a little longer?
I would love to.
Okay. In the break, we'll come up with another song of Jeff's that we can play. And if you have any questions for him, feel free to call in and ask, 515-244-0077, or you can also text them at the Service Legends Truth text line at 515-809-0993. Now, remember, the tickets, free. Oh, yeah, free tickets, Mac, but they get you on the parking, right? Nope, free parking. It all happens at the 3rd Annual Connection Music Festival, Saturday, June 18th in Norwalk. Where in Norwalk?
It's at the Crossroads Church on their campus, 20 acres, 2601 Border Street. So that's 2 miles south of the Des Moines International Airport on Fleur. So you just take Fleur south and go to Border Street, turn west, and you'll see it.
2601 what?
Border Street.
Border. All right. We're with Jeff Arrandale. We're talking about Jesus. We're coming back live here on The Truth.
Northern Lights Pizza's amazing garlic butter makes amazing breadsticks. Now available in 12-ounce bottles at Northern Lights, Hy-Vee, and Graziano's.
Northern Lights Pizza. I'm Brian Leach, owner of Service Legends, and my position is Chief Talent Officer.
I'm Nicholas Wonderscheid.
I am Bernie Homs.
And I'm the Service Manager.
Marketing Director and Client Relations Manager.
Everything that we do is about ensuring that we exceed your expectations.
Our clients are important to us. 100% satisfaction.
We're not just focused on heating and cooling. That's the easiest part of our job, actually, is fixing furnaces and air conditioners.
Everyone that we come in touch with, we want to improve lives.
Bottom line is, we've got our installation guarantees, 25% energy savings guarantee, comfort guarantee, temperature selection guarantee, property protection guarantee.
100% satisfaction guaranteed. Fixed rate or it's free.
All of those guarantees are backed up with a 100% money-back guarantee to hold ourselves accountable to making sure that you get what you're after.
Just fixing the problem today. If they have another problem 5 days down the road, it's still fixed rate or it's free.
We use what's called straightforward pricing. Our technicians are going to give you an exact to-the-penny price on what it's going to take before they move forward with any repair. That way you know what to expect.
It's the same price every day.
No surprises.
If you get off work at 5 o'clock in the afternoon, you come home, you realize that, oh, my furnace is broken. Now you need to call somebody out that night. You shouldn't have to pay more for that.
We're guaranteeing service 24/7.
We run afternoons, evenings, nights, weekends. We're staffed to work that.
Phone rings at 3 in the morning. You'll get one of our representatives answering the phone every time.
We're not sending you out to Timbuktu in some call center. It's our Service Legend team members, our mission control team.
I'll take a call anytime.
And then they answer the phones the same way during the day as they do at night.
It's a great day at your service company. How can we make you smile?
That's the only way to provide true 24-hour service.
When you're able to let somebody actually live in their home safely when they weren't able to do that before, where they don't have to stay up at night and worry about, is the heat going to come back on? Are we going to freeze the pipes? Is the baby in the room next door going to be sick because they got too cold? When you're able to help somebody overcome challenges like that, that's impacting a life. That makes a difference. I get goosebumps thinking about it.
I love the team. I love the people that I work with.
We have fun, but we work hard.
I call them my ambassadors of legendary service. If you could just envision what that is, that's who we're sending to your home.
They literally will call in, pick up the phone and call and say, hey, I want to talk to your manager. And I get on the phone, they're like, that technician that was at my house was the greatest technician ever. That's cool to me.
We want to brighten people's days.
Every person that we have going into the house has gone through an extensive background check.
Drug testing, we have a very thorough interview process that 1 out of 140 people make it through.
If we promise you something, that's what you're going to get, no matter what.
We're here when you need us to protect the safety and comfort of your family.
If you're not happy, we're going to make it right.
If we're willing to put 100% money-back guarantee on what we do, what type of work do you think we do?
Give us a call. We're there for you 24/7, 365 days a year.
Enough said.
From the RE/MAX Real Estate Concept Studios, this is Webcast One Live.
It's 4:38, 22 before the top. This is Not Here For Me by Jeff Arrandale, live here on The Truth.
Today I'm not here for me. Even though I'm broken, hurting and pained, it's all about your kingdom come. It's all about your holy name. Some people, they think I'm strong, but I can only barely stand. I'm standing here, but not for long, and only by the strength of your hand. With open arms, lifted hands, and down on bended knee. I don't have much, but it's all yours. I'm not here for me, I am yours.
That is one of the songs from Jeff's first album, and that is called Not Here For Me. You wrote that also?
Mm-hmm. Yes, I did.
Tell me about the story around that song.
You know, that it was the same situation, and I'm grateful that I was mature enough in my faith to know that God never left or forsake. I mean, it wasn't Him punishing me for anything, He was always with me through that, and I needed to be faithful through that. And even though there was tremendous reconciliation some months later, amazing reconciliation, God gave me strength to continue to worship, continue to go to church. Even as hard as it was, I had to go to a different church for a little while. I don't know if that happens to other people or not, but
well, yeah.
But I did not. I mean, I did not want to stray. I did not want to let it ruin my faith, and so I was obedient to that.
Yeah, I was just Jill King just emailed me, or not emailed me, Facebooked me and said, listen to what this guy's saying about going through trouble and tribulation, and how God's right there with you, and the strength that it gives us to be able to accept the fact that he doesn't cause these.
No.
I don't even think they're any of his ideas. It's the devil. It's the accuser. It's whoever you want to call him, but he's real. Don't think he's not real. You know, if you're listening to this radio station, chances are you're on a journey, or you have a faith, you have a relationship, but you probably know you haven't arrived. Spiritual warfare is so real, and we sometimes don't talk about it because it's not sexy from the pulpit. Well, guys, today we're going to talk about spiritual warfare. And the whole crowd goes, boo. We want to be uplifted. We want to hear about how Jesus is changing our lives and is doing everything he can to help us. Well, then we better start with what makes us lousy, and that's sin. Human nature. Okay, I love it when somebody talks to me about free will, because there's nothing free about free will. If you're not in God's will, you're in his will. And I don't mean he, I mean the accuser he. And it's constant, and it pours all over you, because he knows he loses. He knows he doesn't get you in the end. So he gets a free shot at the end of the boxing match, and it goes 9 rounds. But if you're faithful to him, to God, he will bring you out of that time, and he will show you what you can learn from it. So the devil puts up the worst possible thing he can do for you, and God makes it good. What's it say in Romans, I think, that God makes... Chris, what is that? God works
all things together for the good of those who love him.
Is that Romans or is that Philippians?
Yeah, that's in Romans, yeah.
Frank?
I'm not quoting that right. But
you don't know, okay. And so it's interesting that so many of your songs, Jeff, have come out of trials. What other song does he have in there, Jebediah, that we'd like to play for you?
Let's see. Let's do His Place. How about that one? That's
His Place?
Yeah, that's more of an up-tempo worship song about coming together as a congregation. So
okay, so this was not born in sorrow. This was born in joy and worship.
Correct.
Okay, let's listen here live on The Truth.
Here we gather in his name, in unity under his banner of love. We are called to praise his name over and over again. Every tribe, every culture and generation.
Jeff Arrandale, and the song is Not Here For Me. So tell me, you said this was born out of worship.
Yeah.
Go ahead and turn that down, Jebediah. So it was born out of worship. So obviously I didn't get to listen to the whole thing. So what is that about, Not Here For Me?
Not Here For Me, or for, let's see.
That was His Place.
That was His Place.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, that's okay. Actually, it came out of an article from Worship Leader Magazine, and the publisher was writing an article about the need for all generations, tribes, tongues. I mean, that's going to happen eventually, we know, when we get to heaven.
Yeah.
But even now, to join our voices, whether you are 5 or 10 or 30 or 80 or 60, or, we're called to come together and worship Him together to gather in His name. God inhabits the praises of His people, and it does amazing things, healing and direction and uplifting and, etc. So, but that's just more about just the fact being in His place, in God's place, whether it is a church or as a gathering of believers, and worshiping Him.
Yeah, we were born to worship Him.
That's
weren't we?
right. That's right. Made to worship. Mm-hmm.
You ever read a book or heard of a book called? Now let me think. Resident Alien.
No, I've not.
We had the guy on the air for a few months ago, and it's a book that talks about the fact that you and I are aliens here.
Right.
We're not residents. We were not created for this place.
Right.
We're completely a fish out of water.
Sojourners in a foreign land.
Say that again?
Sojourners in a foreign land.
Yeah. And, we keep trying to make this place fit what we want it to be.
Right.
And it's never going to fit because our souls and our lives and the way we worship, it doesn't fit with anything that's going on here. It doesn't fit with pipe organs. It doesn't fit with electric guitars. It fits with us calling out to Him and saying, "Oh, holy, holy."
Yes.
You're the Most High, and thank you for allowing me to be a part of your life.
Amen.
Yeah, it's incredible. Yeah.
Okay, when you get together,
Yeah.
you're going to have a music session, concert, etc. You're dealing with a lot of electrical equipment.
Correct.
Now, you're going to try to present the gospel in your music through this electrical equipment. Do you find sometimes that Satan attacks spiritually in warfare that electrical equipment to try to stop the process?
It's interesting that broken string or something like that, but I have also noticed the closer I've gotten to God, there's been a lot less of that. Of course, we've got a great sound engineer that works with us all the time. Steve Corey's his name, and he's also a believer and is, I don't want to use the word magic in the sense of the world,
Right.
but you know what I mean. He's very gifted in that.
Very good he's like Bob, very good at what he does.
Right, and it's been amazing the fact that it doesn't happen as often as you think it might. I mean, or if it does, it's like it's for a purpose.
Jeff Arrandale is our guest. We'll come back with one more song and more of his testimony live here and talk about the concert. I'll give you free tickets, all the tickets you want.
From the RE/MAX Real Estate Concept Studios, this is Webcast One Live.
Credit cards are like grandkids. They love you, sometimes get out of control, and it's fun to get a new one. Who can stop them from piling on?
Hi, I'm Tom Coates with Consumer Credit of Des Moines. At the end of the day, you can return the grandkids, but you're stuck paying off bad credit card debt. We'll help you put the fun back into using credit cards responsibly. Right, kids?
Yeah! If you need help getting credit cards off your back, call Consumer Credit of Des Moines.
Rockton Prevention is celebrating 25 years of creating a caring community. We want to say thank you to the tens of thousands of Rock High School mentors that have carried our message of health, love, and encouragement to over 1.5 million children, teachers, and parents. Our mentors teach children methods and skills to prevent bullying and drug use. Thank you to all the school administrators, teachers, and counselors for their opportunity to serve you. Rock on, fair citizens. Rock on. This is Pat McManus for Rockton Prevention, the Richard O. Jacobson Foundation, and this station.
Northern Lights Pizza, your home of the tasty crust. Our garlic butter sauce now available in 12-ounce bottles at Northern Lights, Hy-Vee, and Graziano's.
Northern Lights Pizza. Hi, my name is David Burrier, your Hope Coach. I host a live weekly talk show called I've Been There every Thursday afternoon at 5:30, right here on webcast1live.com, and on my weekly radio program Saturday mornings at 10 on Truth Network 99.3 FM. I interview common, everyday people who have survived incredible life challenges and who testify to God's faithfulness in the midst of their storms. So join me as we bring a message of hope and encouragement. Everybody needs hope. I know, because I've been there.
From the RE/MAX Real Estate Concept Studios, this is Webcast One Live. From the RE/MAX Real Estate Concept Studios, this is Webcast One Live.
10 minutes before the top of the hour, Salem Radio Network News. And then Hank, the Bible Answer Man, at 1-888-HANK. This is Jeff Arrandale with the song Our Praise. And you're hearing it live here on The Truth.
Our praise is not for us. Our praise is only meant for you. Our days are not for us. They are numbered to be used by you. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. As we gather in your name, void of any shame, to show our love. Hallelujah. We lift our voice in praise. We proclaim you are our God. You are the Ancient of Days.
That song is called Our Praise. And what's the album name on that?
The same album is Not Here For Me.
Not Here For Me.
Yeah.
And where can people get your music?
They can go to iTunes, both the Not Here For Me and the new release that was just released last month, Merciful Ways, both on iTunes. You can get it on Amazon, CD Baby. The original, the first album is available on my website at jeffarrandale.com. This new one will be available there as well here shortly. And my producer would shoot me if I didn't mention that. So if you don't see the new one on there soon, it will be on there sooner rather than later.
All right,
so.
and we're looking here at now some of the album covers. This is if you're watching this on Webcast One Live. If you're just simply listening, you would go to his website. Give him your website again.
It's jeffarrandale.com, so www.jeffarrandale.com.
And spell me Arrandale.
Arrandale.
Wow, that is not at all how I would have spelled it.
Yeah. It's Welsh or something.
Okay. And the music that's coming up, the festival,
correct,
is the 3rd annual Connection musicfestival.org. And right now, just because Jeff is so generous, we're going to give away 100 tickets. So call in right now. No, there's no tickets. It's free. But they get you on the parking, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. No. It's free, guys. I mean, you don't have to pay to get in. You don't have to pay to park. It's free. Free. And it's going to be a week from this Saturday, June 18th, at the Crossroads Church at 2601 Border Street, sorry.
Mm-hmm.
And that is out by Norwalk.
Yep, it's 2 miles south of the airport.
2 miles south of the airport.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Jeff was saying if you just get on Florida, you go south from the airport. Once you get into Norwalk, you go west on Border Street, and I'm sure you'll see it at that point.
Yeah.
You'll hit it. All right. Yeah. And it's going to be outside, right?
Correct. Rain or shine, we're doing it. And last year there was threat of it, and it was really cool to watch the weather just do this. It would split right over.
Part it over the water.
It was like, go God. Absolutely.
Well, it's a great list. Not only, Jeff, you're going to be there, but who are the other artists that are going to be there?
Colton Dixon is the headliner. We've got Sanctus Rio, We Are Leo, Bread of Stone, and Skylar Kalin. And
it's absolutely incredible. And I had not, it was funny, the headliner is
Colton Dixon.
I had not heard of this person. I found out about the event, and I was listening to Pulse 101.7, and they were playing. I was like, hey, this guy's pretty good. So he's on the radio. If you listen to 101.7, you've probably heard Colton Dixon on the radio. It's good stuff. I mean, this is top of the line stuff. Obviously, your music's great.
Well, thank you.
But we've got, or you guys have a lot of really cool artists. Now, this is a family-friendly thing, right?
Absolutely. We want families to come. Don't be afraid of that. There's a family fun zone. Kids have a great time there. They have games, and they have all kinds of things for kids to do. So don't be afraid of that. And come whether you're, again, 5 or 80. It gets loud. It may get a little bit loud for some of it, but there's also some quieter songs as well. We did an interview earlier this week, and somebody said, well, church music. It's not church music. I do some of these songs in church, but it's things that people can relate to that they would hear on the Pulse or something like that. So last year, Building 429, I got to tell you, fantastic, just great showman, great message, great music, incredibly talented. And one thing too I wanted to mention is at these festivals you get incredible access to the artists. They love meeting fans, making new friends, and doing that sort of thing. You may not get that at a concert. So
right. And I've been to the Christian music festivals before, and these are really fun because, like you said, it's outdoor. You can do things. You don't just have to sit there in your seat and stare at the bands. You can listen to the music. You can move around, have some food, interact with people, do these family activities. It's family friendly.
Right.
Like I said, my daughter's very young, and so the idea of like going to Winterfest was like crazy. It's just so loud. You're in. It's cool, but you're in the Wells Fargo Arena, and it's just the volume is almost oppressive.
Yeah.
But at these outdoor events, if you want to be far away, you can. If you want to get close, you can. And the music is just these kinds of things are enjoyable. What drew you in? How did you get involved, Jeff, in the Connection Music Festival?
Well, it really was through the partnership that our church, Fellowship Community Church in Norwalk, has with the other churches. We call it the Acts Network. It includes Crossroads Church, the one that's hosting this, and they needed volunteers for setting it up and contracts and security and power and grounds and all that. So I was on the original first committee and was asked to perform. We play around Central Iowa, the Iowa State Fair. Spirit Midwest used to be a festival that was going on for a number of years, and we were fortunate enough to play there. And so. We put in our application. We've been doing it for each of the last 3 years, and it's been growing ever since. So I don't expect 300,000 people, but
maybe not. Maybe. Let's go to the Service Legends Truth text line. Bob, what do we got?
A comment about you were talking about going through trials in life, and the comment is, I believe we go through trials in life before we come to know Christ, so that we have a way to connect with people we are witnessing to.
Yeah, if everything was peachy keen, being in love with Jesus, and there weren't any problems with it, it wouldn't be real. We weren't created for this rock the way it is, and so we go through trials.
One of the beautiful things about Christianity, we talk about there's a lot of world religions out there, but one of the great things about the Lord Jesus Christ is He suffered. He suffered. He walked on this earth. He was tempted just in the way that we were tempted. He suffered in many ways harder than most of us ever suffer. Which of us, as Hebrews says, has ever resisted temptation to the point of sweating blood?
Yes.
I've never been that stressed out that blood has come out of my pores. Jesus was tempted that strongly and resisted the devil with that kind of temptation. He has fought for us, and He won the victory on the cross that we might be fully united to Him for all eternity.
Jeff Arrandale is here. It's the 3rd Annual Connection Music Festival, June 18th in Norwalk at the Crossroads Church, 2601 Border Street. It's absolutely free. Free parking, free. Go. Listen. Hear about Jesus, dance, and worship.
I'll be there.
All right. I'm J. Michael McCoy. Remember what I ask every day at this time. Please think of somebody you need to forgive and forgive them. Because as you forgive, you shall be forgiven. I'll see you in church.